Hi guys, welcome back. It's LSP. It's currently the 10th of February 2021. This is episode 9. Stick around for the lesson, which will be at the end of the video. It's only going to be a short lesson today. I'm going to make the lesson interactive as the previous lesson as well. We'll do a quick run through of the usual pairs, see what's going on. It is Wednesday, not a great deal happening, and then we'll take it from there and see what happens for the remainder of the week. As always, guys, if you find value in what I'm doing and you appreciate the effort and time that I'm putting in, please give the videos a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any future updates for the series that will be posted. So Euro USD, let's just zoom out a little bit daily, and you can see we are slowly grinding through this chunk of price action here. I'm going to get rid of, and this I'll just show you before I do it. This this area here, I'm going to get rid of this now because this is it's already been traded to. So we'll just go back to the daily, and you can see we're slowly grinding through this, and I do believe we're going for this high here. Now, is there anything we can do with this? Like I said, because I've taken that trade on cable this week, I'm not going to be taking any more trades, but it doesn't mean, we just kind of sit back and do nothing. There's plenty of studies that we can do. If we just zoom out on the hourly and just get a little bit of a feel for what that looks like on the hourly chart, I would say you see this drop here and move back into to rebalance before it drops and starts to move away. If it does pop, it's going straight for this high. Yeah, because there's nothing left here. There's no liquidity that needs to be absorbed. If anything, there's a very small amount of liquidity here, okay, which is on the other side of the first tag just there. So it will be here. But if it takes this, it's going straight for this anyway. So my thinking would be, just a straight run for that. We're probably looking around sort of the 121, maybe 122 handle, maybe. Doesn't mean it's going to happen this week, but that's the ultimate target, I guess. So that's the Euro USD. Pound USD, let's just kind of pop out on the daily here. Again, you can see it's starting to accelerate a little bit here, and we're going to have to come out to the weekly here now on this pair. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to make a note of something just to illustrate. This area just up here is something that I really want price now to run into this area very fast. Yeah, because if it runs here fast, I'm going to fade it. Yeah, I don't think it's just going to go straight for these highs. If it starts to accelerate quickly and hits this level going into early next week, then that's going to be maybe a Tuesday or Wednesday, a high of the week for me. And you can see that I'm already planning ahead for what I'm thinking for next week and then potentially fade. And if that happens, then hopefully we'll have a choice between this pair and the pound Japanese yen if it really starts to accelerate to come into this area up here, which would be good. Because between the two of them, I'd prefer to take the pound Japanese yen for other reasons, which I won't go into here. And this is Japanese yen based. But I prefer to take it on this. But the same applies for the pound Japanese yen as it does on the pound USD. Same sort of theory. So I really want this to start to gain some legs now and start to push quite quickly and fast. Yeah, because the quicker it goes up there, it means it's looking for liquidity. And when it finds it, it reacts a lot more aggressively and quicker than it would if it just slowly grinds up there and grinds up there and grinds up there. So we'll see what happens with this. That's what I'm going to be looking at. So I'm going to jump over now to the pound Aussie dollar because we've just effectively done the same thing on the selected autosave chart. Okay, that's fine. On the pound Japanese yen, yeah. So again, pound Aussie dollar. Not much to report on this. It's the same analysis, guys. I keep saying the same thing over and over again. Staying sideways, want to see a slow bead, maybe a little bit more acceleration into these areas. If it starts to accelerate and shows some signs that it wants to go lower, then I will, potentially look for something to pick up a short anywhere somewhere around here to go into these lows. But again, I need to see confirmation. USD Japanese yen. It's still an absolute mess. Not interested. And just to quickly clarify, because somebody sent me an email about this, asking why do I just keep skipping past USD Japanese yen and USD CAD, because I guess the person likes to trade these two pairs. And I'll just explain now very quickly. For me personally, I don't see anything, and when I do, trust me, it's going to be obvious. Yeah, I'm looking for something pretty significant, and I don't just mean I want to see an insane move, or a massive candle that goes all the way up here. That's just really obvious to everybody. Something that's obvious to me as a trader. Yeah, something that I'm looking for. And if it shows up on the weekly, then trust me, it's going to show up on the daily and the 4 hour, yeah, which are the main 3 time frames that I use for my analysis. Then I go down to the hourly for my confirmation, and then I go down to maybe the 15 sometimes for my entries. But I like to stick to the hourly because it's much, it's much stronger for entries. But the weekly, daily, and 4 hour, they're my analysis time frames. And like I said, if it shows up on the weekly, it's going to show up on the rest. So that's what I'm waiting for. And that's why I just skip past them, because there's just nothing there. With the USD CAD, you can see starting to just gain a little bit more now. On this week, and you'll notice I've just zoomed in a little bit more. Yeah, I'm starting to feel USD CAD a little bit. Yeah, nothing major, but I'm just starting to feel it a little bit, because right now it's dipped into this area over here. Okay, so it's picked up some buy, picked up some buy. So it's absorbing the liquidity here, but the more it does this, the more it eats into the liquidity. So on this run lower now, it's picking up liquidity, but is it eating through it, or is it picking it up to run higher? Yeah, so we kind of have to assess all of this, and this is why we drop down to lower time frames and get a feel for where the confirmation and the order flows are going and everything else, to confirm what these higher time frame ideas are and which levels are more important. So it is starting to pick up a little bit of pace. So I'll keep an eye on it. If it pops out, we'll see it. Gold, I did see this today. Not much to note really. Again, I really want to see it down at 1750. If it grinds higher from here, then fine. Obviously, we'll adjust and we'll try and figure some other things out, do some more analysis. But as far as I'm concerned, in my own personal attachment to gold at the minute, I want to buy the physical metal. Yeah, so I need it at 1750. Yeah, so we'll see. And silver, again, nothing happening. So we'll just move on. So we'll get to our lesson. And this is going to be a very quick one, guys. If you remember, I left you in the last lesson and I was saying I was going to be discussing about penetration of levels. So the run up to these lessons so far, or the run through the lessons so far, I was saying, we've got these levels, and if you look to the left of the levels, where's the liquidity? And then we ascertain that potentially the liquidity could be, in these areas here, because they're directly to the left. And now that we've found these areas, okay, the move into these levels, how much into these levels, okay, is significant. And this is what I'm just briefly going to talk about today, and then I'm going to say it in a way where I'm going to leave it open-ended for you guys, for those who are interested anyway, at least, in studying, to kind of work it out for yourselves. Yeah, and then obviously we'll keep continuing this interactive studies and these interactive lessons, because it's the only way that I know how to teach, and it's the best way to teach because it forces traders to do the work. So ask yourself a question, and we'll use this one up here because it's more potent. Yeah, because this one down here, you have, if you just take the bodies of the actual candles, okay, I'm not saying the wicks are irrelevant, or I personally call them tails. Okay, I'm not saying the tails are irrelevant. Okay, but I'm just going to use the bodies because they're in your face, they're easier to see. Okay, so you have the bodies of the candles. They're pretty big, yeah, relative to these two up here. So a price has come into these bodies, yeah, but which ones are holding the liquidity? Yeah, you can get really anal with stuff like this. Is it the green one here? Is it the up day? Is it the down day? Is it the update? I mean, try not to worry too much about things like that. Just think of it as a general area, okay, for now, and we'll get deeper into this as we progress through, throughout the weeks and months. But just think of it as a general area for now, and just think of it as price has gone into this area, okay, and it's moved away. Yeah, and like I said, we're going to use the top one for this particular interactive study. and lesson because it's penetrated a little bit deeper into that. So the question I'm going to ask you, as price started to run up now and it ran into this area, okay, so these two candles here, okay, you can see that it went in there pretty significantly, yeah, almost all the way through, yeah. Now, does that matter? Yeah, ask yourself the question. Do the study. Go into the study interactively. Think about it. Really ask yourself the question and try to figure it out and see what comes to mind. Yeah, and then start to study different charts. Start to study these moves and start to figure out, does that really make a difference? You know, how much price moves into a level before it starts to move away from a level. Yeah, is it significant? Is it not? Yeah, does it make a difference? How can you use that information, going forward? How does it change the dynamic of the move away from that level? Yeah, what about the speed running into that level and then the speed moving away from that level? Yeah, what about the velocity moving into that level? I'm not a fan of volume, but what about the volume going into that level? Now, when I say volume, I'm not talking about the actual buys and sells or anything like that. I'm just talking about, you can see that this is just quite controlled. It just drops a little bit, moves away, drops a little bit, moves away. But this starts to pick up some speed, and then bang, it just accelerates very quickly. So it's a pretty aggressive day there. So it's reaching for liquidity very, very fast. Yeah, but it finds that liquidity. Where does it find that liquidity? Yeah, I'm sorry, mouse just went a bit weird there. Where does it find that liquidity? At the bottom end, at the top end. I mean, where's that liquidity found? Within that, as that candle starts to accelerate and go all the way to the top, where's that liquidity found? Yeah, as you're looking to the left, and think about how significant that is as a price reacts and starts to move away, and then start thinking about price now and where price is now relative to what happened here. So I'm not going to go into too much detail. I'm going to leave it at that because obviously, the whole point of this study this week is to figure out where price is going to be going for, as I said, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Yeah, and I'm going to make you guys figure this out for yourselves. Where do you think price is going to be going? Yeah, for the next, I guess, 2 days now. So we've got 2.5 days. So for the next 2.5 days, does Euro Japanese yen look like it's going to go up, or does it look like it's going to go down? And if it looks like it's going to go up, why? And if it looks like it's going to go down, why again? Yeah. So do the interactive studies, try and figure out these things based on just the little, the little clues that I've given and the little interactive studies that I'm telling you to kind of focus on. And then obviously I'll update you in the next lesson tomorrow and we'll take it from there. All right, guys. So as always, I hope the video finds everybody well, and I will catch up with you guys in the next episode, and I will see you then. Take care.